ஆழ்வார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், பெரியாழ்வார் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீசைலேஷ தயாபாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதி குணார்ணவம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே நம்ம ஜாமாதர முனிம் நம்ம ஜாமாத்திரி யோகீந்திர பாத ரேகாமயம் சதா ததா யத்தாத்ம சத்தாதிம் ராமானுஜ முனிம் பஜே லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாத யாமுன மத்தியமாம் அஸ்மத் ஆச்சாரிய பரியந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம் யோனித்யமச்சுத பதாம்புஜே யுக்மருக்ம व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणायमेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये मातापिता योतयस्तनया भूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेरुकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं चरश्च महतापय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्ग्रेण प्रकाल यतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम् गुरुमुखमनदीत्य प्राह वेदानशेषान् नरपतिपरिकृतं शुल्कम् आदातु कामः श्वशुरममरवन्द्यं रङ्गनाथस्य साक्षात् द्विजकुलतिलकं तं विष्णुचित्तं नमामि मिन्नार तडमदिल सोल வெள்ளிபுத்தூர் எண்ணூறுகால் சொன்னார் கழக்கமலம் சூடினோம் முன்னாள் கிழியறுத்தான் எண்ணுரைத்தோம் கீழ்மேனிற் சேரும் வழியறுத்தோம் நெஞ்சமே வந்து பாண்டியன் கொண்டாட பற்றபிரான் வந்தான் என்று இந்திய சங்கம் எடுத்துத வேண்டிய வேதங்களோடு விரைந்து கிழியறுத்தான் பாதங்கள் யாமுடைய 10 திவ்ய பிரபந்தம் series in English. We've been enjoying periyAzhwAr thirumozhi, a beautiful prabandham composed by Vishnuchitta swAmy, periyAzhwAr. In this prabandham, so far we have enjoyed wonderful padigams, mainly on krishNavataram. But towards the end of the third centum, periyAzhwAr had the desire to enjoy and perform Mangalasasanam to Ramavataram as well. So we saw a couple of padigams which was focused on Ramavataram. And then in the beginning of fourth centum, Kadirayaramirravi, he enjoyed different incarnations of Bhagavan. So far we have seen these anubhavams. Now today we are going into an entirely different anubhavam. All along we've enjoyed Vibhavavatarams through periyAzhwar's words. Today we are going to enjoy Archavataram through periyAzhwar's words. This padigam is fully focused on Thirumozhi Bhagavan, Paramaswamy, also known as Sundarabahu Swami. Bhagavan is known as Sundarabahu. That means one who is having beautiful shoulders. In Tamil, we see him as Azhagar, Kallazhagar. That is the name for Bhagavan in Tamil. But in Sanskritam, he is known as Sundarabahu. We have a famous stotram known as Sundarabahu Stavam, which was composed by Kuratalvan. This Divyadesham, Thirumozhi, is one of the two foremost Divyadeshams of our Shri Vaishnava Sampradayam. They both are mountains, hills. There is Vadakku Thirumalai and there is Terkku Thirumalai. Vadakku Thirumalai is Thiruvengadam. Tirumala, Srinivasa Bhagavan's abode. Tirupati, as we well know. And then there is Terkku Thirumalai. That is southern divine hill. Vadakku Thirumalai means northern divine hill. Terkku Thirumalai means southern divine hill. These two Tirumalas. This is also Thirumalai. Thirumozhi is also Thirumalai. Thiruvengadam is also Thirumalai. These two Divyadeshams are special because they are celebrated as the bosoms of Bhumi Pirati. Usually, bosoms indicate bhakti. We see sometimes in pAsurams that the bosoms are big. That means the devotion is big in that particular entity. So here in Bhumi Pirati, usually in a woman, in Laukika terms, a man will seek enjoyment through these bosoms. Bhagavan seeks enjoyment from these two abodes on earth, on Bulokam. So Bhumi Pirati's favorite limbs, or Bhagavan's favorite limbs on Bhumi Pirati, is these two Divideshams, Tirumaliranjolai and Tiruvengadam. Both are known as Tirumalai. So here in this Tirumalai, Tirumaliranjolai Malai, Bhagavan is present as Paramaswamy. This Dividesham has speciality as a speciality, that is, it has Nupura Ganga. Nupura Ganga is a waterfalls which is present on the top of the mountain on this Tirumaliranjolai, and the history of that Nupura Ganga is when Bhagavan measures the world as Trivikrama. At that time, Brahma takes his Kamandalam and pours the water from that Kamandalu and washes Bhagavan's divine feet. He is very happy to see Bhagavan's divine feet coming all the way to Brahmaloka, Satyaloka. And as soon as he sees that, he wants to honor the divine feet, divine foot. So he takes the water from his Kamandalam, and this water incidentally is Dharma Devata. Dharma Devata, understanding what is going to happen, he enters the Kamandalam as water. So that water is taken and used in washing the divine foot of Bhagavan. And when that water comes down from his divine foot, it is held by Rudra on his head, on his matted head. And as the water flows from divine foot of Bhagavan, it touches the anklet, the Nupura, on the foot, divine foot, and then from there a few drops fall on this Tirumala, that is Tirumaliranjolai, and that becomes the Nupura Ganga. So it's also Ganga, but it's known as Nupura Ganga. And the special occasion in Tirumaliranjolai is when Bhagavan goes to the mountain and takes bath in the Nupura Ganga directly. His divine form, the Divya Mangala Vigraha, is placed directly under the water and he takes a divine bath there. Tirumanjanam is performed there for Bhagavan, and even more special is that water is taken and poured on all the Bhagavatas, all the devotees. When they come near Bhagavan to worship him, the Archaka will take that water directly using a pot, small pot vessel, and pour it on the devotees. So direct prasadam of Bhagavan is given to all the devotees when they come there during this occasion. So this is the speciality of this Dividesham. Bhagavan is known as Sundara Bahu, also Paramaswamy. Paramaswamy means the Supreme Lord. And this Kallalagar, the Sundara Bahu Bhagavan, he visits Madurai, South Madurai, and he goes there during Chaitra Masam for his festival. During the festival, he travels from Tirumaliranjolai up to Madurai, and he stays there in the vicinity for a couple of days, going around to different places. So this is to enact the moksham given for Manduka Maharishi. Over time, it has become something else, but mainly he comes there for the enactment of the incident of Manduka Maharishi getting liberated. So this is the speciality of this Dividesham. And one more speciality here in Tirumaliranjolai is, there's a lot of specialities actually. It's a very special Dividesham. Andal Nachiyar, amongst all the Dividesha Bhagavans, she has special affinity and love towards Sundarabahu Bhagavan. And she desired to offer 100 parts of butter and 100 parts of akara addition, sweet pongal or kheer, what we say as kheer. She desired to do that, but because she is a very small child, she did not have the ability to do it. In subsequent times, Bhagavad Ramanuja understood the desire of Andal Nachiyar from her pAsurams. In Nachiyar Tirumozhi, Naru Narumbozhil Malirunjolai Nambikku Naan Nooru Tada Vennai Samarpithu. In that pAsuram, she is saying that she wants to submit 100 parts of butter and 100 parts of akara addisil. So, understanding that desire, Bhagavad Ramanuja, he goes to this Tirumalirunjolai Dividesham and he offers that offering 100 parts of butter and 100 parts of akara addisil. Being very pleased with that Kainkariam, Andal Nachiyar greets Bhagavad Ramanuja when he comes to Srivilliputturu. After doing this offering, he comes to Srivilliputturu. At that time, Andal Nachiyar becomes overwhelmed with gratitude and she feels that emotion towards Bhagavad Ramanuja as if one will feel for one's elder brother. So she is coming out of her Sannidhi, breaking the Archa Samadhi. The norms of Archa form is that there will be no movement, there will be no speech, there will be no interaction. But she breaks that rules, norms, and she comes out and she welcomes Bhagavad Ramanuja, calling him out as Koyil Annan. Koyil means Srirangam, Annan means brother, elder brother. So, you are the elder brother who have come all the way from Srirangam to fulfill my desires. So, that is a very special incident in relation to this dividation. And finally, there is also Kurathalwan's connection here in this dividation. After Bhagavad Ramanuja going to Melkotai, Tirunaranapuram, this is after the incident of Kurathalwan losing his eyes. The Shaiva king and his associates come and give a lot of trouble in Srirangam. But Bhagavad Ramanuja had safely moved to Tirunaranapuram and Kurathalwan had returned to Srirangam from the king's court after suffering the loss of his eyes. He returns to Srirangam. There, Kurathalwan is living here in Srirangam, and once he goes to Sri Ranganathan Sannidhi, Periyaperumal Sannidhi, to perform Mangalashasana. At that time, the gatekeeper at the main entrance, he stops Kurathalwan. He says, if you have connection with Bhagavad Ramanuja, you are not allowed inside. He says, anybody who is having connection with Bhagavad Ramanuja, they are not allowed inside. Kurathalwan is thinking, oh, what a tragedy this is. We all get entry into close proximity of Bhagavan because of our Acharya Sambandham. It is only because of us having some Vilakshana Acharyas, distinguished Acharyas connection, we get entry into proximity of Bhagavan. Physically, we may even enter to a temple, but unless there is the kataksham of Acharya, Sambandham of a real Acharya, Sadacharya, that proximity towards Bhagavan will not happen. So, Alwan is thinking, how can they say that if you have Sambandham with Bhagavad Ramanuja, you cannot enter? So, he is very worried about it. At that time, another gatekeeper says, oh, this is Kurathalwan, don't you know? He is a very noble person. You have to let him in. You cannot check Acharya Sambandham for him. To the other gatekeeper. Hearing that, Kurathalwan becomes even more broken. We thought that we get Acharya Sambandham and then we get Atma Gunams. But now this person is saying, I am having Atma Gunam, but we don't need to worry about Acharya Sambandham. This is very unfortunate for me to face. I don't need any Atma Gunams without Acharya Sambandham. I also don't need Periya Perumal's Darshanam without Acharya Sambandham. That is how much Vairagyam they had towards Acharyas. They would even refuse darshan of Bhagavan if their Acharya Sambandham is questioned and if their Atma Swarupam is questioned. Nowadays, we are not caring about these things. As long as we are getting darshan, don't matter. Nothing else matters. We want to just have darshan. Either we pay extra money or we get some influence and we go and have darshan. All our focus is having darshan, having darshan. But acharyas were not like that. When they want to go have darshan, they seek recognition through the acharya only. Of when they go have darshan of Bhagavan, they want to go through acharya sambandham. So Kurathalvan becomes very upset and he says, okay, if this is the situation in Srirangam, I will have to leave Srirangam. I cannot remain here claiming to be a good person but not recognizing my acharya's connection with me. So I will go to some other place. And he chooses Thirumozhi to go and settle there for some time. So he remains there for some time and he is praying for the well-being of Bhagavad Ramanuja and he is praying for the auspiciousness of Srirangam to return, to come back. So he spends all his time in Thirumozhi praying for this Bhagavad Ramanuja's well-being and Divyadeshan's well-being. At that time, he writes a beautiful stotram, composes a beautiful stotram known as Sundara Bahustavam. Kurathalvan has written Panchastamams, 5 stavams. Stavam means stotram, basically. So all of these are in praise of Bhagavan. But in our Sampradayam, stotrams have praises. At the same time, they are filled with beautiful, complex philosophical meanings also. So all his stavams are very beautiful. Kurathalvan has composed 5 stavams. Sundarabahu stavam, Ati Manusha stavam, and then Sri Vaikunta stavam, Varadaraja stavam, and finally Sri stavam. 4 stavams are towards Perumal, 1 stavam is towards Nachiyar. So these are the 5 stavams composed by Kurathalvan. They are all in Sanskritam, they are all poems, and they are filled with so much philosophical content, very deep analysis of Shastram, deep analysis of Bhagavan's qualities, Leelas. They are all done in these stavams. One of them is Sundarabahu stavam on Sundarabahu Bhagavan. And this Sundarabahu stavam, Kurathalvan beautifully takes Alvar's pAsurams and makes stotrams which reflect the same meaning. Like whatever is said in Kilaroli Anamai, Padigam, by Nammalvar, whatever is said by periyAzhwAr, whatever is said by thirumozhi, all of these concepts are taken by Kurathalvan and he beautifully brings out the same meaning in Sanskrita shlokams. So that connection is also there for Thirumozhi, Azhgar Emperuman, and many Alvars have composed pAsurams on him. He has got many Mangala Shasanams. So with this introduction, now let us move on to the beautiful Padigam. alambAveruttA, Kondru Arakkarai. That is the Padigam here. Now, in the commentary, Manavada Mamnikal beautifully narrates the Sangati, connection between previous Padigams and this Padigam. We saw that after enjoying Krishna Avataram exclusively, periyAzhwAr enjoyed Krishna Avataram and Rama Avataram together, and then he enjoyed some aspects of Rama Avataram, that is Sita Pirati's greatness in the conversation between Hanuman and Sita. And then next Padigam, Kadirayara Miravi, we saw the Anubhavam of Dashavataram, or many avatars, not fully Dashavataram, but many avatars were enjoyed by periyAzhwAr. Now, after this, after enjoying this different avatarams and different leelas of Bhagavan, periyAzhwAr's thought process changes a little bit, slightly. He is thinking, we've been enjoying Vibhava Avataram, but these Vibhava Avatarams are for particular period. In Satya Yuga, there are some avatarams. In Treta Yuga, there are some avatarams. In Dwapara Yuga, there are some avatarams. In Kali Yuga, there are some incarnations. There are some avatarams. So different times have different incarnations. And Dashavataram is just a collection of important avatars, but there are countless avatars. Inindra Yonimai Pirandai, Yamayo Taleva, Bahuni me Vetitani Janmani Tavacharujna. So both Alvar and Bhagavan and also Vedam, Ajayamano, Bahuda Vijayate. So everywhere the countless incarnations of Bhagavan are highlighted. So there are a number of incarnations. We know some, we don't know some of them. And there are some which are famous, some which are not famous, and so on. So these incarnations are time oriented though. They are period oriented. But those who lost or did not get the opportunity to enjoy Vibhava Avatarams, those who were not present near that Vibhava Avataram incarnation. For example, Bhagavan's Vibhava Avatarams happened, for example, in Ayodhya. Sri Rama incarnated, and he lived there for more than 11,000 years. He ruled for 11,000 years, it is said. Dashavarsha Sahasrani, Dashavarsha Shatanicha. So 11,000 years he has ruled the world, having Ayodhya, Sri Ayodhya as the capital. Before that, he would have been there for some time. So, but it is only for that particular period. So those who were not in that period, they would have not got the opportunity to have darshan of Sri Rama. Not only that, only those who are present in Sri Ayodhya, the neighborhood, or on the path which was taken by Sri Rama to go to Lanka, they would have had darshan of Rama. Others would not have had the darshan of Sri Rama. So this being the case, there is time restriction, there is place restriction, there is also adhikari restriction. Even those who are present, not everyone would have gone close to Sri Rama. There were the Sharata Chakravarti, the mothers, Kausalya, Kaikeyi, Sumitra, the brothers, and then Guha Perumal, and then Shri Vibhishana Alvan. Like this, there are few adhikaris who got the opportunity to remain very close to Sri Rama and enjoy with him. But there were many others who may have lost that opportunity also. So there is Desha, Kala, and Adhikari Niyamam for Vibhava Avatarams. But that is not there in the case of Archavatarams. So this Archavataram is a very versatile incarnation of Bhagavan, versatile form of Bhagavan, that anyone, irrespective of their qualification, they can go and have darshan of Archavataram. At all times, whether it is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, at all times, Archavataram is present. It is not that Archavataram is present only in Kali Yuga. Archavataram is present in previous Yugas also. So, even those who missed out on incarnations, they can come and have the darshan here. And place. Ramavatara is restricted for Sri Ayodhya and a few other places, but Archavataram is present everywhere. There are so many temples, Divideshams, Alvar Acharya Avatarasthalams. There are even temples in very many villages. There are mutts. There are even homes where Bhagavan is present in Archa form. So this Archa form is present everywhere, accessible to everyone, and there is no time-bound restrictions. So thinking about all of these, periyAzhwAr thinks, let us enjoy Archavataram, let us perform Mangalasasanam to Archavataram. And he starts with Thirumalinjolai. He did start with Tirukottiur in the beginning, but then that was not full focus on Archavataram. He just started stating that Krishnavataram happened in Tirukottiur. That was his enjoyment there. That was his anubhavam. But here, he's starting to enjoy the Archavataram fully. The features, the benefits, his connection with the abode, and how great is the abode. All of these are highlighted. A little bit of light. So we'll keep. So, in this manner, there is Anubhavam of periyAzhwAr in detail that goes through the divine features of Bhagavan, the Leelas he performed in Archavataram, and also the connection with the abode itself, and how great the abode is. Usually said more than Bhagavan, Tadiya, that is, Tadiya means they are related to Bhagavan, Bhagavatas. They are great. But this Tadiya Shabdam is also used to indicate Divyadeshams and his possessions and all that. Whatever belongs to him. So Bhagavatas are known as Tadiya because they belong to him. So similarly, Divyadeshas belong to him. So those are also considered as Tadiya. In that context, periyAzhwAr is highlighting that more than the Sundarabahu Bhagavan, his abode, Thirumalirunjolai, is even more desirable for me. So that is the enjoyment he is having. And this is very similar to how Nammalvar enjoyed Thirumalirunjolai Dividesham, and even how Thirumangalvar enjoyed many Divideshams. For Thirumangalvar also, Divideshams are not just a place where Bhagavan lives. It is like the lifeline. Because more than the Bhagavan, the Dividesham has significance, more significance. Because Bhagavan himself desires to be in that Dividesham. It is dear for him. So whatever is dear for him should be dearer for us. So that is the concept here. That is what is explained in this Padigam also. So let us go through the pAsurams. Usually we will not have lecture session today, but because you are also present, this is an opportunity for some satsangam, because Wednesdays and Saturdays are the English dhivyaprabandham series of lectures we had yesterday. So since you're also there, we will have a wonderful anubhavam in presence of Bhagavatas. This anubhavam is done using Kanchipuram Prativadi Bhayankaram Sri Uve Anangaracharya Swami's Divyartha Deepika mainly. He has given simple translation, simple explanation in Tamil for these pAsurams, and DN is translating these pAsurams meanings on the fly as we go through the meanings. So we'll start with the first pAsuram. alambAveruttA கொண்டு திரியும் அறக்கரை குலம்பாழ் படுத்து குலவிளக்காய் நின்ற கோன்மலை சிலம்பார்க்க வந்து தெய்வ மகளிர்கள் ஆடும் சீர் சிலம்பாறு பாயும் தென் திருமாலிருஞ்சோலையே. This beautiful Thirumalirunjolai. Ten has multiple meanings in Tamil. Ten means south. Ten also means beautiful. Ten Arangam, sometimes it is said. It is not always South Arangam. It is beautiful Arangam. Similarly, Ten Kurugur. Even though Kurugur is in south direction, Ten also means beautiful sometimes. So here, beautiful Thirumalirunjolai. That Thirumalirunjolai is, what is it? So he is going to explain that in the pAsuram. So we'll see the word by word meanings. Deivam Magalirgal, the Devastris, the celestial women. Silambu Arka Vandu Adum Seer, with their anklets making beautiful noise. They come and take bath, having such greatness, having such fame. Silambaru, the Nupara Ganga. Nupara Ganga is Silambaru. Silambu means anklet. In Tamil, anklet is Silambu. So Silambu Aru means river. So Silambaru means Nupara Ganga river. This Nupara Ganga, Payum, it is continuously flowing from Bhagavan's divine feet. It is coming down and it is flowing. Then Thirumalirunjolai, such beautiful Thirumozhi Dividesham is the abode of Bhagavan. That is what is going to be explained. But who is that Bhagavan? alambAveruttA Kontrithiriyum Arakkarai. Alamba means tormenting someone. Alambudal means tormenting someone. And then Verutta means frightening someone, causing fear in them. And then Kondru means killing them. So alambAveruttA Kondru, those demons who are tormenting, frightening, and killing others. Such demons, monsters, Rakshasas, Kulam Palpaduthu, Bhagavan who killed along with their families, their clan. This is in Ramavatar. That is explained here. So, Bhagavan Sri Rama who went and killed everyone in Lanka. Not only Lanka, even in Janasthanam, he killed 14,000 Rakshasas at once. So, in this manner, the Kulam Vilakkai Nindra Konmalai. Sri Rama, who is like a lamp for the Ikshvaku Kula, Ikshvaku Vamsham. So such Bhagavan's divine abode. That is Thirumozhi. So each pasuram we will say Thirumozhi. That means this divine Thirumozhi, beautiful Thirumozhi Malai is. Then we have to understand what that is. Which Bhagavan's abode. So here Ramavataram is taken and such Rama is present as Paramaswamy, Sundarabahu in this Dividesham in Archa form. So that Dividesham is Thirumozhi, says periyAzhwAr in the first pasuram. Next pasuram, Vallalan Thorum, Valarakkan Mudiyum, Tangai Pollada Mokum, Pokavithan, Porundum Malai. Ella Idathilum Yengum Parandu, Pallandodi, Sellan Irkum Sir, Thirumozhi. Pallandoli, Mangala Shasana Gosham. That great sound of many people performing Mangala Shasanams. That sound, that tumultuous sound, Ella Idathilum, Yengum Parandu, Sellan Irkum Sir. It spreads everywhere on the divine hill. And it is reaching every corner of the mountain. Having such fame, having such greatness, Thirumozhi, this beautiful Thirumozhi is the abode of Bhagavan who performed these leelas. What are those leelas? Valladan, one who is having great masculinity, great power. And then Val, the sword which was brought from Rudra, Shiva. Arakan, that Ravana. So Ravana got the sword from Rudra and he is having great masculinity, great power. Such Ravanas, Tolum Mudiyum, his shoulders and his heads, they were severed by Sri Rama. And also Tangai Pollada Mokum, the Surpanaka, who is the sister of such Ravana, her cruel nostrils. Pokavithan, one who severed, one who cut them off. Such Bhagavan, Porundum Malai, where he is remaining in a fixed manner. He is not moving away. He is staying there forever. So that is the Dividesham known as Thirumozhi, the beautiful Thirumozhi Malai. This is the meaning. There is a minor variation also for this. Vallalan Tolum, Valarakkan Mudiyum. Here, Vallalan, Valarakkan, Tolum Mudiyum. That is how it was framed first. So that means one who is having strong masculinity and then one who is having strong shoulders and who is having the sword. So such Rakshasa. Such Rakshasas, shoulders and heads were severed. That is first meaning. Second meaning is Vallalan Tolum. That Vallalan can be taken as Banasura because his shoulders were severed. So that is another interpretation. So Vallalan Tolum means Banasura shoulders were removed. And then Valarakkan Mudiyum is Ravana's heads. They were removed. So that is another way of explaining it also. That is the second pasuram. Third pasuram, takkar mikkargalai sanjalam seyyum salavarai. தெக்காநெறிய போக்குவிக்கும் செல்வன் பொன்மலை. எக்காலமும் சென்று சேவித்திருக்கும் அடியரை அக்கா நெறியை மாற்றும் தன் மாலிருஞ்சோலையே. எக்காலமும் சென்று சேவித்திருக்கும் அடியரை. Those devotees, those Bhagavatas who are always going and worshipping Bhagavan's divine feet, those who are attached to his divine feet, அக்கான் நெறியை மாற்றும். For them, the harsh, sinful ways, they are eliminated. That which eliminates. Tan, tapaharam, that is one which is rejuvenating, eliminating our heat, giving us coolness. Such Maliranjolai. So this Maliranjolai Malai, this hill itself will eliminate the harsh ways they have to suffer, and it will bring, the mountain will bring coolness to those who are attached to Bhagavan's divine feet. Such Maliranjolai, Thirumozhi is the abode of Bhagavan. Which Bhagavan? That is explained here. Takkar mikkargalai. Those who are at par with Bhagavan in compassion, and those who are even greater than Bhagavan in compassion, those Bhagavatas who are greater than Bhagavan in compassion, sanchalam seyyum salavarai. There are those mischievous and evil people who go and torment these pure Bhagavatas who are at par with Bhagavan or even more than Bhagavan. Such evil persons, those who torment such Bhagavatas, are tekkan neriye pokuvikum. Tekku means terku, south. So the path of southern direction, that is Yama's path. So those who are tormenting Bhagavatas, they will be sent to this Yama's abode. Such Selvan, Shriyapati. Selvan means one who is having wealth. That means Shriyapati, Sriman Narayana. Such Bhagavan, Ponmalai, his beautiful divine hill is this Thirumozhi Malai, says Alvar in this Pasuram. So Bhagavan's devotees, they are tormented by evil persons, and Bhagavan eliminates those evil persons. Such Bhagavan's abode is this Thirumozhi Malai. That is the third Pasuram. Then fourth Pasuram, Anayar Kodi அமைத்த விழவை அமரர்தம் கோனார் கொழிய கோவர்தனத்து செய்தான் மலை. வானாட்டில் நின்று மாமலர் கற்பகத் தொத்திழி தேனாறு பாயும் தென்திருமாலின் ஜோலையே. வான்நாட்டில் மாமலர் கற்பகம் தொத்தில் நின்று இழித்தேன். So this sentence has beautiful meaning. The Karpaka Vriksha, which is in Swargalokam, and it is having huge flowers. From those flowers of Kalpaka Vriksha, the honey is flowing from there. And because this mountain is very tall, that honey flowing from Swargalokam is falling on this mountain, and it is flowing like a river on its own. Apart from the Silambaru, there is also this honey river which is coming from the Swargalokam. It can be said like that, or it can be said that Swargalokam is, the Silambaru, the Nupara Ganga itself is narrated as a honey river, sweetness. That river sweetness is shown as honey river. So that river is flowing. Then, having such beauty, Thirumozhi, this Thirumozhi Malai, this Dividesham, is the abode of Krishna, who lifted up Govardhana hill. That is the remaining Pasuram. Anayar Kodi Amaitha Vedavai. All the herds people, the cowherd people, especially the leaders, the elders, they are gathered and they are discussing about the big festival they celebrate and offer feast to Indra every year. At that time, Krishna goes there and he is questioning it. Why you are celebrating this and giving the feast to Indra? Why don't you give it to the Govardhana hill, which is providing us all minerals, all the wealth, all the food for the cattle? Everything is given by this Govardhana hill. Why don't you do the festival for Govardhana hill? Krishna says. And the cowherds, they accept to Krishna's proposal and they celebrate the feast for Govardhana hill. And Krishna himself assumes the form of Govardhana and consumes everything. So basically, he wants to eliminate the Devatantara Sambandham for the close devotees. At least his close devotees, those who are Bhagavatas, they should not have connection towards other Devatas and they should not engage in worshipping other Devatas. So that is why Krishna eliminated the Indra worship and he also did not let the Govardhana have the food. He himself had it. So he proved that he is the real enjoyer of everything. So that is the history here. So that festival, which was arranged by the herds people, that was twisted by Krishna to be celebrated for Govardhana hill, and that's what is said. Amarartham Konar Koriya, not giving that feast to the king of Devas, Amaras, that is Indra. So stopping that, Govardhanathu Chaidanmalai. After that, what happened? Indra became very angry. He saw that there is this young boy who is stopping my food. Who is he to do that? Let me punish the whole village so that they don't repeat this mistake ever again. So he sends hailstorms. And then Krishna sees that and he lifts up the Govardhana hill and he holds it for 7 days. We already enjoyed Govardhana Mennu Kotta Kodaya in that Padigam. This beautiful Leela is completely explained there. Such Krishna who lifted the Govardhana hill, his mountain is this thirumozhi, says periyAzhwAr in this pasuram. Next pasuram, Oruvaranam Panikondavan Poigayil, Kanchandan Oruvaranam Uyirundavan Sendru Urayum Malai, Karuvaranam Tanpiditran Turandoda, Kadalvandan Tiruvane Kurathiriyum, Tan Madirin Jolaye. Very nice pasuram here. It also links up few different leelas. Oruvaranam. Poigayil Oruvaranam Panikondavan. Panikondavan means accepting Kaikaryam. On the pond, on the banks of the pond, Krishna, Bhagavan accepted the service of one elephant, that is Gajendralvan. He wanted to offer that, submit that flower, lotus flower to Perumal. So he accepted the service by eliminating his herd, Gajendralvan's hurdles. And then Kanchantan Oruvaranam Uyirundavan comes as elephant, that is Kuvalayapidam. Krishna consumed that elephant's life. He took away that life. So on one hand, he is helping one elephant. On another hand, he is killing another elephant, killing an elephant. So the concept is that whoever is favorable towards Bhagavan, they will be rewarded. Whoever is unfavorable towards Bhagavan, they will be punished. That is the moral of these two incidents. Sendru Urayum Malai. That Krishna, after completing his leelas, he has to go and take rest somewhere. So he has come to Tirumalirinjolai and he is standing there. Karuvaranam, that divine abode is the place where this beautiful incident happens. A natural incident is shown here to prove a philosophical point. Karuvaranam, a very dark elephant, Tanpidi, that elephant's spouse, female spouse, Turandoda, due to romantic anger, that female elephant runs away from the male elephant. At that time, that male elephant, it did not pursue any other means to convince the female elephant. All it said was, I promise on the name of this Sundarabahu, who is having beautiful dark complexion like an ocean. I promise you should come back to me. I vow. That is all this male elephant says. Hearing that, the female elephant could not run away anymore. If the male elephant had tried any other means, the female elephant might have run away. But because the male elephant took the name of Sundarabahu, the female elephant accepted and came back to the male elephant. Tiriyum, that female elephant, obeying the male elephant, returned back. Than, very cool, Maliranjolai. Such Tirumaliranjolai abode, says periyAzhwAr in this pasuram. The same pasurams, the pAsurams concept is explained by Kuratalvan in Sundarabahu Stavam also. Sundarator Divyagnya, that is the shlokam, which is shown by Kanji swAmy here. So, this is the sthiti, situation of even tiryak, even animals in that Dividesham don't pursue other upayams. They only pursue Bhagavan as the upayam. So, even when the female elephant runs away, the male elephant says, I promise on the Sundarabahu Bhagavan, you have to return. And then the female elephant returns. So, this is how the devotees of Sundarabahu Bhagavan and the residents of the Dividesham will be. That is the concept here. Next pasuram. ஏவிற்று செய்வான் என்றதிருந்து வந்த மல்லரை சாவத்தகர்த்த சாந்தனி தோள் சதுரன் மலை ஆவத்தனம் என்று அமரர்களும் நன்முனிவரும் சேவித்திருக்கும் தெந்திருமாலின் ஜோலையே. ஏவிற்று செய்வான், Krishnavatar is taken. ஏவிற்று செய்வான், whatever order was placed, whatever command was given to complete those commands, to fulfill those commands, என்றதிருந்து வந்த மல்லரை, the Chanura, Mustika, these wrestlers, they came with great confidence and force. Sabattagartha, one who killed them completely. Sandani told Chaduran, the one who is being decorated with sandalwood paste given by Kuni, the hunchback lady who gave the best sandalwood to Krishna and got her hunchback also removed and became a beautiful lady. That Sandani told, one who is having decorations of sandalwood paste on the divine form, Chaturan, one who is Samartha, that is very intelligent, very able. What is the ability shown here is, even after fighting with the wrestlers, his sandalwood paste did not even change a little bit. He fought in such a manner that nothing happened to his form, nothing happened to his garland, nothing happened to his sandalwood paste on the body. Everything stayed intact. That is how he fought them. Within moments, he killed all the enemies in Kamsa's court. So, such Krishna's abode is that Malai, Tirumalanjolai Malai. That is Amarargulum Nalmunivarum. Devas, Amara means Devas, like Brahma, Indra, all of them. And then Munivar, that is Mahamuni, that is Maharishi, Sanaka, Sanakadika. In this manner, many rishis, they are all Avattu Dhanam endru Sevithirukum Malai. Avattanam should be split. Avattu Dhanam. That is, Avat is danger, Dhanam is wealth. So, Perumal is Tirumalanjolai Bhagavan is like the wealth for us during dangerous times. So, saying this and worshipping Bhagavan. So, all the devatas, all the rishis, they are all coming and standing in front of Bhagavan and they are saying, you are our wealth for dangerous times. You are the one who is protecting us. Such Thendirumaaliranjolai, such beautiful Tirumaaliranjolai Malai, says periyAzhwAr in this pasuram. Next pasuram. மன்னர் மருக மைத்துனன்மார்க்கு ஒரு தேரின் மேல் முன்னங்கு நின்று மோழை எழுவித்தவன் மலை கொன்னவில் கூர் வேர்கோன் நெடுமாறன் தென் கூடற்கோன் தென்னன் கொண்டாடும் தெந்திருமாலிரஞ்சோலையே. In this pasuram, few kings are identified that they are all very devoted towards this Sundarabahu Bhagavan. Mannar Maruga, first Krishnavatar is shown. Mannar Maruga, all the kings of Kuru Desham, the Kauravas kings, supporting kings, their stomach to burn, to have lot of fear in their stomach. Maithunan, his cousins, Pandavas, for them, for Maithunan Mark, ஒரு தேரின் மேல், on a unique, distinguished chariot, முன்னங்கு நின்று, standing in front of the chariot, being the charioteer, sArathy. மோழை எழுவித்தவன் மலை. He brought out the water from the ground when the horses tied to the chariot of Arjuna, they became thirsty. Perumal showed the right spot where we can bring water from the ground to Arjuna. So that how he brought the water up from the ground. Such Bhagavan's Malai, that is the abode, hill, mountain, Kolnavil Kurvel Kon, the king who is known as Maran, Nedumaran. Nedumaran is one of the kings who is having killing as his duty, as his routine activity, because he is always killing evil people. And then he is having very sharp spear on his hand, and he is also not violating any of the rules of the kingly life, the royal life. He is not breaking any of the rules. So such Nedumaran ten Kudal Kon, that Maran, the one who is named as Maran, the king, and he is also, periyAzhwAr is also highlighting another Raja, another king, that is Malayadhwaja. Malayadhwaja was having great attachment towards Madurai Dividesham, and he is also the leader of all of the Pandya Nadu Divideshams, all the region, all of that region's kings. This Thanyan is the leader, that is Malayadhwaja. Malayadhwaja is the same one who is cited with periyAzhwAr in other place also. Parupadathu Kail Puritha Pandiyar Kulapati Pol. The Malayadhwaja, the king of Pandya dynasty, he went to the Himalayas and he placed the his flag. He hosted his flag there. So there also the same Thanyan, that is Pandya king, is shown. That Malayadhwaja Raja, they are glorifying Bhagavan in this Dividesham. They are great devotees. They are having great affection towards Bhagavan, and they are glorifying this Dividesham, says periyAzhwAr in this pasuram. Also in this pasuram, the incident of Malayadhwaja, the king Malayadhwaja, is shown. One time he desires to go to Ganga to take bath. So he is taking his chariot and is crossing over the hill to go out of the region and go on to Ganga. At that time his chariot gets stuck there, and he gets down from the chariot and he desires to make a temple for Bhagavan, because he sees the scenery is very beautiful. So he desires to make a temple for Bhagavan, but there is already a temple, and there is a pond, there is a river which is going nearby, that is the Nupara Ganga. And then Bhagavan says, you take bath in this river, you purify this your body with this river, and then you can become pure. So then he gives up his desire to go to Ganga, because already we've got the connection of Nupara Ganga. So why unnecessarily go all the way to Ganga and try to search? So he settled in the nearby Dividesham and he ruled over the place, and he is known to have given lot of Kainkaryam for this Perumal. So that is also shown by Kanchi Swami in this Pasuram's commentary. Next Pasuram, Kurugada Mannare Kudugalaki. வெங்கானிடை சிறுகால் நெறிய போக்குவிக்கும் செல்வன் பொன்மலை. அருகால் வரிவண்டுகள் ஆயிர நாமம் சொல்லி சிறுகாலை பாடும் தென்திரும் ஆளிரன் ஜோலையே. குறுகாத மன்னரை கூடுகலக்கி. the kings who don't approach Thirumalinjolai Malai, this divine mountain, their abodes will be destroyed. And then Vemkanidai Sirikal Neriya Pokuvikum, they will be driven into the forests where it is very tough life. The terrain is very bad, there is no water, it's all very hot. So sending them there, those kings who are not approaching Bhagavan, their abodes are destroyed, and then they are driven out by Bhagavan, Selvan, Sriman Narayana. They were driven out because of their evil nature. Such Bhagavan's abode is Ponmalai, the beautiful abode, beautiful mountain, which is Arukal Varivandigal, the beautiful beetles which are having 6 feet. They Sirikalai, early in the morning, even the beetles in the Dividesam, it's doing Kankariam. They are doing Kankariams. Ayiranamam Solli Padum. They are singing the 1,000 names of Bhagavan. Even the beetles are singing the 1,000 names of Bhagavan. They are singing means we should see that they are putting the tune for that. Such Tendirumalinjolai is the abode of Bhagavan. So that is 8th Pasuram. And then 9th Pasuram. சிந்த புடைத்து செங்குருதி கொண்டு பூதங்கள் அந்திப்பலி கொடுத்து ஆவர்த்தனம் செய் அப்பன் மலை இந்திர கோபங்கள் எம்பெருமான் கனிவாய் ஒப்பான் சிந்தும் புறவில் தெந்திருமாலுவின் ஜோலையே. Very nice Pasuram. Some of these Pasarams will be very surprising for us, that whether these things are real, but because they have been told by Alvar, everything is real only. Bhutangal Sindha Pudaitu. Here there is one incident shown. That is, there are Sri Vaishnava Bhutams, that is ghosts, which are Sri Vaishnava ghosts. That is, they are very astika. They have faith in Bhagavan. They are very attached to Sundarabahu Bhagavan. They have faith in Shastram, everything. So those ghosts, now how they could have become ghosts? Like in the Charitram of Nambaduvan, there is Brahma Rakshas. Due to some mistakes in the Yajna, he became a ghost. He was a Brahmana, Soma Sharma. He became the Brahma Rakshas, which is shown in the Nambaduvan Charitram, Tirukurumudi Nambi Bhagavan Charitram, which is recited on Kaishika Ekadashi. So similar to that, sometimes good Bhagavatas also may do mistakes and they become ghosts. But they get to live in Thirumalinjolai, serve Bhagavan there for some time, and then they will ascend to Parampadam eventually. So such Sri Vaishnava Bhutas, ghosts, what they will do is when they see Nastikas, who are always taking care of their body and always insulting Bhagavan, Semkurdi Konde, Bhutangal Sindha Pudaitu, they will beat them. Such evil people who don't accept Bhagavan, who are always opposing Bhagavan, these good ghosts, they are good ghosts. In the childhood, we will hear stories like there are good ghosts, there are bad ghosts. We will all think if we get a good ghost, it will be nice. We can get all our job done by that good ghost. Like that, there are good ghosts actually. They are Sri Vaishnava Bhutans and they go and beat the evil persons, Nastikas, and they will kill them. Semgurdi Konde. After that, the blood oozing out of that body, those who are killed, their bodies, that they'll take that blood, the monsters, the ghosts will take that blood and Andi Bali Koduthu. In the evening time, they will give it as Samarpanam. Bali means Samarpanam. It is not necessarily flesh, but Bali means Samarpanam. So here they take the blood of the evil persons and they offer it as their offerings to Bhagavan. See, they can offer only what they can consume. So they offer the blood, like that Gantakarna. He offered one rishi to Krishna. So because whatever they consume, yadanna purusho bhavati tadanna tasya devata. Whatever one eats, one has to offer to Bhagavan first. So here, these Sri Vaishnava ghosts, they kill such evil persons and offer the blood as bali for Bhagavan and Samarpit. Avattu Dhanam Sei, praising him as you are the wealth for us during dangerous times. Avattu Dhanam Sei, Appan, that swAmy, that Lord Bhagavan, the abode of that Bhagavan is Malayavadu, that abode is Indira Gopangal, the silkworms, Patupuchi, silkworms, Emberiman Kanivai Opan, the hills side slopes, they are filled with silkworms, these Patupuchi, they say, and they reflect the divine lips of Bhagavan. That is how the beautiful hill is. The slopes are so beautifully placed, says periyAzhwAr in this pasuram. Sindhum Puravil. So it is the silkworms are well spread over the side slopes, making it look very red and very beautiful and attractive. That is the pasuram here. The ninth pasuram. எட்டு திசையும் எண்ணிறந்த பெருந்தேவிமார் விட்டு விளங்க வீற்றிருந்த விமலன் மலை பட்டிப்பிடிகள் பகுடுறிஞ்சி சென்று மாலை வாய் தெட்டித்திளைக்கும் திருமாலின் ஜோலையே. எண்ணிறந்த பெருந்தேவிமார். Here Dwaraka Dividesha Bhagavan, Dwarakadishan is explained, and such Bhagavan is present in Thirumalin Jolai. Yenniranda Devi Mar, countless divine consorts of Bhagavan, Yettu Tisayum Vittu Vilanga, they are all present in a shining manner in all the directions. Among them, in the midst of them, Vittirunda, one who is present, showing his greatness, manifesting his greatness. Vimalan Malai, that pure Krishna's Malai, the mountain, that is Pattipedigal, the female elephants which are happily roaming around, Malai Vai, in the evening, in the night, Pagadurinji Chendru. Pagadurinji means uniting with the male elephants. The female elephants will unite with the male elephants. Tettittilaikum. Tettittilaikum means enjoying that union. That abode is Thirumalin Jolai, the beautiful Thirumalin Jolai Malai, says periyAzhwAr in the 9th pasuram. Finally, 10th pasuram, Maruda Pullani, Malirin Jolai Malai Thanai, Kardi Ureikindra, Karkadal Vannan, Amman Thanai, Viradangondethum, Villibuttur, Vittuthittan Sol, Kardi Ureipavar, Kannan Kannani, Kanbarkale. Those who are faithfully reciting these pasurams will reach the divine feet of Krishna, says periyAzhwAr. Maruda Polidani, the Maruda trees, the orchard is filled with Maruda trees. The garden is filled with Maruda trees. Having such garden, and those gardens are present in abundance in Thirumalin Jolai. Solai and Solai Malai Thannai. The Thirumalin Jolai Malai, which is having so many divine gardens, where the Maruda trees are present. Karkadal Vannan Amman Thannai, one who is having the complexion of a dark ocean. Such Lord, Viradam Kondeyathum, he is having, periyAzhwAr is having Mangala Shasanam as the Vratam. He also vows, but he is vowing that he will always perform Mangala Shasanam. Such Villibuttur Vittusittan Sol, the periyAzhwAr who was born in Sri Villibuttur. His original name was Vittuchitta, means one who is having Vishnu in his mind, or one is always held in Bhagavan's heart. So both can be said. Vittuchittan means one who is having Bhagavan in his heart, or one is held by Bhagavan all the time. Both can be said for Vishnu Chitta. Kardi Urai Power. So these 10 pasurams, they are eagerly recited by those Kannan Kalani Kanbarkal. They will get to see Krishna's divine feet, says periyAzhwAr in this pasuram. That is the final pasuram. மருதப்புள்ளனி மாலிருஞ்சோலை மலைதன்னை கருதி உரைகின்ற கார்கடல் வண்ணன் மாறன் தன்னை விரதங்கொண்டேத்தும் வில்லிபுத்தூர் விட்டு சித்தன் சொல் கருதி உரைப்பவர் கண்ணன் கழனி காண்பவர்களே. Thus ends the second centum of second decade of fourth centum. This was fully focused on Thirumalirunjolai Dividesham. Next Padikam is also about Thirumalirunjolai, but we will see that on Saturday. Alvar Thirudigare Sharanam, Embermanar Thirudigare Sharanam, Jiyar Thirudigare Sharanam, Jiyar Thirudigare Sharanam, periyAzhwAr Thirudigare Sharanam, Kanchi swAmy Thirudigare Sharanam. பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் மல்லாண்டு தின்றோல் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவிதிருக்கா படியோம் ஓடும் நோடும் பிரிவின் ஞாயிரம் பல்லாண்டு வடிவாய் நின்ற மார்பினில் வாழ்கின் நம்முடைய பல்லாண்டு வடிவார் சோதி வளத்திரையும் சிலர் அழியும் பல்லாண்டு படைபோர் முழங்கும் அப்பாஞ்ச சந்தியமும் பல்லாண்டே.